Hey, what's going on, everyone? Thank you for tuning in and checking out the video. Now, this video is going to be talking about the mega fight that boxing fans have been waiting for years between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Money Mayweather. Finally going to go down May 2nd at the MGM Grand. Now, both of these fan bases have been going at each other hard. If you're in any boxing groups, you see these guys argue. And quite frankly, as a boxing fan, as somebody who watches the fights all the time, I'm glad we're going to get this fight over with. Not only is it a great thing for the sport of boxing, the two best fighters face each other. It's very annoying that every day you have to hear about Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao for the last 5, 6 years when there's a lot of other great fights going on. So, in this video, guys, I'm going to talk about skills both fighters possess. I'm going to talk about advantages that each holds over one another. And also, I'm going to talk about some keys to victory and, of course, give you my prediction on who I think will win this fight. So, no further ado, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let me first start off with Floyd Money Mayweather, currently 47-0, looking to be 48-0 if he can defeat Manny Pacquiao. Now, when you look at the skills Floyd Mayweather possesses, I see a guy with an effective jab, lead right hand, accurate puncher, excellent counter puncher, a defensive mastermind, one of the best defensive fighters that I've ever seen. And I think what separates Floyd Mayweather from a lot of other fighters is he never underestimates any opponent, and also his ability to make adjustments in fights is amazing. You'll see guys have success early on in fights with him, like Zab Judah, for example, Oscar De La Hoya, and then he'll make adjustments second half of the fight, and he'll completely dominate. So Floyd is such a very smart fighter. He's just a technical boxer overall, and his defense, he's very physical on the defensive end of boxing. You'll see him use his forearm. You'll see him use elbows. You'll see him hold. So he's definitely a guy who knows what to do. He knows how to get away with some, let's just say, dirty maneuvers at times in fights. But Mayweather is just really an outstanding fighter. His pull counter, as well as another classic Floyd Mayweather move that he uses, it's so effective. He's got a lot of tools in his arsenal. Very fast fighter, and also in very good shape. So Floyd Mayweather is really the real deal, complete fighter. When you look at him overall, there's not too many chinks in the armor of Floyd Money Mayweather, a living legend in the sport of boxing. Now, moving on, we're going to talk about Manny Pacquiao. Pacquiao is a guy who, we were just talking about Mayweather as a defensive specialist. Manny Pacquiao is an offensive machine. When you look at Manny Pacquiao fight, you see a guy, highly conditioned fighter, throws punches and bunches, huge combinations. Pacquiao is a guy who uses very awkward angles. He has excellent foot speed. And when you look at Pacquiao, he gives you different movement. And he has a beautiful straight left hand and also a very deceiving right hook that is a beautiful punch that he lands. And Pacquiao is a combination puncher. So these are some things to keep in mind when you're looking at Pacquiao. He's a guy who's been in wars. He has a tremendous heart. And he's a guy who grew up with nothing, the true rags to riches story. So he's always got that mentality buried inside him that is going to help him in fights throughout his career, and has so far in making him such a superstar in the sport of boxing. Now, when I look at some of the advantages that both of these fighters have over another, let me first start off with Floyd Mayweather. So the advantages that I see Floyd Mayweather having in this fight, Floyd Mayweather, I believe, has a better chin than Manny Pacquiao. He has better defense. He's the bigger fighter, so I think he's going to hold the strength advantage, and also he has the reach advantage in this fight. He has a better defense than Manny Pacquiao. He's a better counter puncher. And in my opinion, he is also the smarter fighter of the two. And he has less wear and tear on his body throughout his career. Pacquiao's been in a lot of wars, whereas Mayweather, predominantly a defensive fighter, rarely gets hit in most of his fights. Now, when you look at the advantages that Manny Pacquiao holds over Floyd Money Mayweather, I see some advantages that Pacquiao does have. First of all, one thing that's going to be huge in this fight is because Manny Pacquiao is a southpaw fighter, Floyd Mayweather's shoulder roll defense will not be near as effective as it was. His shoulder roll works best against orthodox fighters, so I don't see him using the shoulder roll throughout this whole fight. I think that would be a mistake on Floyd Mayweather's part. And that's definitely a disadvantage because Floyd Mayweather, that's his bread and butter, is the shoulder roll. That's an excellent maneuver he uses on defense. And because Pacquiao is a southpaw and his straight left hand would land when Floyd Mayweather does a shoulder roll, it's a big disadvantage to Mayweather that he can't just go back to that throughout the fight. Who knows, maybe he will. But in my opinion, his shoulder roll is definitely not as effective against a southpaw. Mayweather has had some trouble with southpaws in the past. You've seen the Corley fight, you've seen the Judah fight. Those are two right off the bat. But Mayweather, he did soundly defeat those guys. Even though they did cause him trouble early on in the fight, he made adjustments, like I was saying earlier, and he did defeat those gentlemen. So more Pacquiao advantages. I think the speed, in my opinion, is pretty even in this fight. But Pacquiao is faster at throwing combinations of Floyd Money Mayweather. Also, I believe that Pacquiao has better foot speed. Now, listen carefully. I didn't say footwork. I said foot speed. Pacquiao, in my opinion, when he lands the combinations, he can circle out quicker than Mayweather and move from point A to B on his feet. Now, the reason why I'm not saying he has better footwork than Floyd Money Mayweather is a lot of times Pacquiao will jump in or sometimes he's off balance. So I'm saying foot speed. Now, Pacquiao is also the bigger puncher of the two. Pacquiao also has the ability, he's way more active than Floyd Money Mayweather is in a fight, so he can put up an activity level of, say, 800 plus punches, which he's going to need for this fight if he wants to defeat Floyd Money Mayweather. Last but not least, Manny Pacquiao's other advantage he has going into this fight, he is the more unpredictable fighter. Mayweather, in my opinion, has never faced a guy like Manny Pacquiao who uses these very unpredictable and awkward angles. And I think that that's going to be a huge problem for Mayweather because he's such a defensive mastermind. He's looking to pick up certain things in Manny Pacquiao's game, but because Pacquiao uses these awkward angles, it's going to be hard for Floyd to always see the shots coming, especially with Manny Pacquiao's speed. So I think that right hook is going to be an issue for Floyd Mayweather. It's an excellent punch that you throw if you're a southpaw on an orthodox fighter, and watch for the right hook to be the X factor in this fight because Floyd's going to be watching for the straight left hand. He knows that's coming. So look for that to be something that Manny Pacquiao uses in this matchup. Now, last point on Pacquiao, before we go on to keys to the fight, I think that now Manny Pacquiao is a smarter fighter since the Juan Manuel Marquez knockout. He's not as wild as he was before. Something that really brought my attention to that was when he fought Timothy Bradley in the rematch. Bradley was on the ropes calling Manny Pacquiao in. Now, the old school Manny Pacquiao, what he would do at that point was just come in recklessly and throw wild punches. He stepped back, put his hands up, and thought about what he was going to do and then attack. That showed me the maturity that Manny Pacquiao has in previous versions throughout his career. Now, keys to victory for both of these fighters. Let's start off with Floyd Mayweather. I think Floyd Mayweather has to set traps. I think he should work the body of Manny Pacquiao. I feel that Floyd Mayweather is a better inside fighter of the two. Floyd Mayweather needs to use his lead right hand. That's a punch that Manny Pacquiao gets hit with throughout a lot of his fights. Counterpunch Manny Pacquiao. And anytime Pacquiao is off balance or jumping into shots or overextending himself, Floyd Mayweather needs to take advantage of that. And I think early on, Mayweather needs to really make Manny Pacquiao respect his power so Pacquiao cannot come at will throughout this fight. Those are my keys for Floyd Mayweather. Also, he needs to stay off the ropes and keep the fight in the center of the ring. In my opinion, that's the most effective way for Floyd Mayweather to win this fight. I'd also like to see Mayweather be a little more active than he has in previous fights. In my opinion, he did not look good against Marcos Maidana. And if that version of Floyd Mayweather shows up in this fight, I think Manny Pacquiao wins unanimous decision. And I think that Pacquiao is going to shock a lot of people. But I didn't like the version that Floyd Mayweather showed us against Maidana. Now, Maidana and Pacquiao, two different fighters. Completely understandable. Maidana does have an awkward style, but he's not on Pacquiao's level. He is a much bigger fighter than Pacquiao, though, and he has a strength advantage over Pacquiao, and he's more of an inside fighter than Pacquiao. So those are just some differences. But Floyd, in my opinion, got hit by a guy whose speed isn't that good, and the old Floyd Mayweather would have saw those punches coming, in my opinion. So those are the keys to victory for Floyd Mayweather in this fight. Now, my keys to victory for Manny Pacquiao. Number one, he needs to follow Freddie Roach's game plan. Freddie Roach is an excellent trainer. I feel that he will have an excellent game plan in place for for Manny Pacquiao to use against Floyd Mayweather. And I think Pacquiao needs to listen to him attentively throughout the fight and listen to any adjustments that he's giving Pacquiao to make. Pacquiao, to me, has to throw 900 to 1,000 punches in this fight. He needs to be extremely active. Now, that's going to lead into issues for Pacquiao, obviously, because Floyd Mayweather is going to counter him. Um, and by him throwing so many punches, he may leave himself exposed. But in my opinion, he just can't sit back and box Mayweather. He's got to be extremely aggressive in this fight and really put the pressure on Floyd Mayweather. Another thing that Manny Pacquiao needs to do in this fight that he did not do against Chris Algieri, he needs to cut the ring off effectively. If he wants to get Floyd Mayweather on the ropes, that's where he's going to be extremely dangerous to Floyd. But he needs to cut off the ring effectively, or else he'll not be able to get Floyd Mayweather on the ropes in this fight. Also, what I want to see Manny Pacquiao do is use his head movement, be in and out, and use his lateral movement and be unpredictable throughout the fight. Those are things I think Pacquiao needs to do to win this matchup. And he cannot get over aggressive and jump into punches because although people they tend to say Floyd Mayweather does not have power, Floyd Mayweather is extremely accurate. And you've seen on the Juan Manuel Marquez KO Pacquiao, if somebody lands a perfect punch, no matter what their power is, you can go out by that. And Floyd Mayweather definitely has the accuracy that if Pacquiao jumps into a punch, potentially could hurt him. I mean, it is boxing. I don't see it happening, but I definitely could see the scenario if Pacquiao's too reckless in this fight. Also, I'd like to see Pacquiao work the body a bit more, especially if Floyd Mayweather is covering up his head and moving. I like to see Pacquiao go to the body a bit more in this fight than he has in previous fights. And those are just some of the keys to victory I think Pacquiao needs to do to defeat Floyd Mayweather. So let me know what you guys think on this fight. I have Floyd Mayweather winning a very close decision. I think that another key for Pacquiao, sorry guys, before I give you my prediction, is Pacquiao needs to jump on Floyd Mayweather early in this fight. Floyd Mayweather is very dominant in the later rounds of fights, but I think Pacquiao needs to come out like a buzzsaw and jump on Mayweather and win early rounds in this fight. My prediction for this fight, Floyd Mayweather wins a very close decision, possibly even a split decision. I think that what's going to happen is Manny Pacquiao is going to win a lot of the early rounds in this fight, and Mayweather is going to win the later rounds, the championship rounds. So it's going to be a matter of how many rounds is Pacquiao able to win early. I think that's going to be huge in this fight because I think that once Mayweather, say after the 6th or 7th round, he's going to know what Pacquiao is doing to an extent, even though Pacquiao is extremely unpredictable, but Floyd may be able to time some of his maneuvers and see what he's doing. And I think that's what's going to make the difference in the fight, that Floyd Mayweather has that reach that he can use. And also, I think that Manny Pacquiao has lost some of that same intensity that you saw in previous fights with Oscar De La Hoya, Margarito, Ricky Hatton from those days. I think he's lost a bit of his power and a little bit of that killer instinct, which he really needs for this fight for Floyd Mayweather. So that's just my opinion, guys. Let me know what you guys think. I definitely would not be shocked if Manny Pacquiao did end up pulling out this fight, especially early. I think the Pacquiao could come out like Marcos Maidana, Floyd Mayweather won, and win a lot of early rounds. And remember, Pacquiao's a guy who can continue this pace throughout the fight, not like guys that Floyd has fought in the past who win early rounds like Judah, Maidana, and Oscar, who all faded the second half of the fight. Pacquiao can go in the second half of the fight and land a lot of combinations. And if Floyd stays on the ropes and becomes too defensive, which he has done in previous fights, Pacquiao will take advantage of that. And it's going to be a long night for Floyd if he's in that defensive shell for too long in this fight. So thank you very much, guys, for tuning into the video. I hope everyone enjoys the fight. Give me your take on the fight. Do you disagree? Like the video. Let me know what you guys think, and I hope everyone enjoys the fight. We've been waiting for it for so long. And finally, we're going to get an answer to see who is a better fighter of these